I just got home from Maker Pizza. We got one small each. This one's mine, margarita, my favorite flavor. Pretty plain and boring, but very delicious. And then hubby got the Pep God, something Pep God. It's a pepperoni and a bunch of other stuff. It looks and smells really good. Hubby and I just went knife throwing. We went to TKTO, which is up by, I don't even know where we are right now. We're on the east end of the city, north of the Danforth. We both found the knife throwing really fun. I actually liked it better than the axe throwing. The axe throwing, I felt like I never really got the hang of it. I just was really bad at it. I was bad at this too, but at least towards the end, I felt like I was kind of like getting the hang of it a little bit more, and I would actually do this again, whereas axe throwing, I don't think I would do that again. Would you do? You would do it again.
I don't like it.
Which one did you like better?
This one.
Yeah, this one's a little more fast-paced. Yeah, the knives are easier to handle than the axes, and I felt like I could feasibly hit the target like this a whole lot more. It's too bad it's so far away. But anyway, hubby and I are heading to a pizza place now. It's about a 10-15 minute walk from where we are now. The pizza place we wanted to go to was closed for Thanksgiving, so we are at Papa John's. See it there? We just got a couple of slices because we want to go to Muddy York after and have some beer. So hubby got the meat lovers and I got the cheese, which is still in the bag. Happy Thanksgiving! It is Thanksgiving Monday. Hubby and I are heading to dim sum. Our friend actually told us that Rol San is going to be closing at some point. They are building, I guess, a condo or another maybe commercial building there. The sign for the zoning is up. It's probably still going to be around maybe 6 months to a year. So we have time, but we haven't been for dim sum in so long that we thought we would go today. Oh my. He does.
Watch the last episode of last season. That's interesting.
Hey everyone, it is Thursday and I am sitting in front of the computer. I should be doing work, but I feel like talking to you guys, so I'm just gonna go with it. I came home from lunch with a girlfriend today, actually one of my former coworkers. We used to be neighbors and I really missed talking to her, so it was so nice to see her and catch up. It's just like old times when we get together. We have a lot of laughs and we just caught up over sushi for a couple of hours and it was really, really nice. So I guess I'm in kind of like a talky mood right now. And I do have so many things that I have to get done, but I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a while, so let's just have our chit chat. I'm gonna get my tea from this morning. I woke up late today. I've been a little bit tired lately. I had some really bad PMS this last cycle. I'm still taking the HemoHim. I think it's a little strong for my body, so I'm kind of like taking it sporadically at the moment, and I'm going to experiment with it a little bit and see if it's something that I want to continue taking in the future. So I'm not really going to talk about that in this video, but I am still experimenting with that supplement and also with like the rest of the Atomy products, which I haven't really dived into yet. So not really going to talk about that in this video. Instead, let me get my tea first. Do you have to potty? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Oh, that didn't look good. Anyway, that's how I sit down. Okay, so I am drinking that Earl Grey cream that I showed you guys in my last vlog from the tea house, and it's really good. I like it. I don't think it's as yummy, or it doesn't suit my palate as well as the Earl's Garden, which was from David's Tea, but it does look like that one's discontinued. Can't seem to find anything about it online on David's Tea website. So this is actually really tasty. It's a very delicious black tea, standard Earl Grey, but quite flavorful and yummy. I'm enjoying it, even though it's cold. But cold tea, warm tea, hot tea, it's all good. Okay, so the news. I got the job. I am so happy, so excited. They told me on Tuesday, and I went in yesterday to sign the contract. It's a part-time job, and I'm going into the studio once a week just to spruce things up and do a little bit of like this and that around the studio. But all the other work will be done from home, which is just perfect for me. I love the studio so much. I can't say enough about it. You guys know I fell in love with it when I took that class at the library. I just loved everything about their method, and it's just a very, I don't know, connected environment, very authentic. I feel like everyone there that I've met operates with such compassion and integrity. It's just very aligned with where I am right now and where I want to be in the future. So I'm very, very happy that I'm going to be working with the studio. I'm just like thrilled. So that's that bit of news. But I wanted to chat a little bit about a change that I've noticed recently with myself. And it's something that I'm continuing to work on. And that is the difference between ego and confidence. I've really noticed that shift in me lately. This is hard to talk about and it's really hard to admit, but I think in the past I've been very egocentric and very ego driven. Going through it, I certainly didn't realize that, but now that I've taken a step back from my full-time job, the income it brings, taking a step back from spending a lot of money, and just kind of like going more internal, going deeper within myself, I'm noticing a lot of things, a lot of reactions that I had in the past that were very, very ego driven. And that is a really tough thing to see about yourself. So that's something that is interesting to me. But the other interesting part about that is because there's such a shift in me, I'm still working on confidence, of course. I'm still working on that internal belief in yourself. I think when I was very egocentric, it was almost a defense mechanism. I was that way because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't trust myself. I just felt like people would judge me. Whereas now I'm a little bit better. I'm getting a lot better. I'm more forthcoming about exactly who I am. For example, when I applied for this part-time job, I told them about all of my YouTube channels and social media links and blogs. I was much more forthcoming, whereas at my old job, nobody knew about any of that, or at least if they knew, they didn't say anything to me and I didn't tell them. So I kept that part of my life very closed off, and that was really hard for me because that's how I felt. I was kind of, my life was kind of like diverging farther and farther apart. So I felt like I was being split in two, and now I feel like I'm coming back together. I don't know if that makes sense, but it feels really, really good just to be myself. So that's something that I think helps with confidence, is the ability to be yourself and not really say what's on your mind all the time per se, but just to know, your stance on things and not really look externally and have what other people say and what other people do impact your own feelings. I don't really get angry anymore. That was very interesting to me. This actually started at the meditation retreat that I took, I guess it was almost a year ago that I went there. I started noticing that I don't really get mad anymore. And I was surprised because I thought when I was at the retreat, the feelings that would come up for me would be anger, impatience, frustration. But instead, it was all like fear and paranoia. It was very strange. And those are probably the emotions that I suppressed before, and they manifested themselves in anger and in all of this like rage that would come out of me. But now I don't really get angry anymore. Even if someone like cuts me off in the street, sometimes I do have like a flash of anger, but it wouldn't ruin my day like it used to. Now it just kind of happens and I move on. It's not perfect by any means. I mean, I still do react to stuff and I still have like a little bit of moodiness, especially due to like my hormones. But overall, I feel like a lot more centered, a lot more grounded, and I'm feeling really, really good. That being said, I do have quite a number of things on the go now. I feel like my plate is quite full, and even though the income level is lower than before, I feel very good. Like I feel very satisfied and just generally interested in the stuff that I'm doing, which is nice. Hey everyone, it is Saturday and I am way behind on vlogging. I did manage to film a video yesterday though. I did a video on how to clean your dry brush, and the reason I was able to get that up so quickly is because I already had the footage from my Dr. Bronner soap video, so I kind of cheated with that video. It was like a 2-for-1 type thing. But I am back today to finish off this vlog. There were a few things that I didn't talk about that I have clips for, like fun little things. So this is going to be kind of like a hybrid type video where I showed fun stuff, then I had a little tea chat. I'm gonna do a little bit more fun stuff, and then I'm gonna do another quick tea chat before I go. One of my friends and I went to an Italian place called Sugo, kind of like a hole in the wall-ish comfort food type place, really fast paced. There's often a wait for seats. I stuffed myself full of pasta that day. The sauce was really delicious, and there was a giant meatball that was very reminiscent of the meatballs that our friends made for that meatball sub that was so yummy. I'm gonna link that video again down below. It's Sam the Cooking Guy, because I ended up using his meatball sub sauce recipe as pasta sauce the other day with all of these beautiful garden tomatoes that my friend gave me, and it turned out fantastic. So that's going to be my go-to sauce recipe now. I'm gonna try not to buy bottled sauces anymore, and I wanted to make the switch a while ago, but I didn't have a good sauce recipe. So now I feel like I do. And you don't have to use fresh garden tomatoes. You can use canned tomatoes as well, which is why it's kind of like a year-round sauce. And I'm gonna put it in my little recipe file, and I'm gonna come back to that one again and again and again. But anyway, at Sugo, I had this huge plate of spaghetti with a giant meatball, very, very filling. I think I was full for like 2 days after that meal. And my friend had the eggplant parmesan with gnocchi. And she said it was good, but she preferred the first time that she went because she said there was like so much more sauce. My friend loves sauce. I did a pretty good job. I finished everything except for a little bit of sauce. It was a bit too much sauce for me, but yeah, I was stuffed, like really stuffed. The next thing I wanted to talk about was this amazing dish at dim sum that we had. I didn't really do any voiceover during our meal, so I'm going to talk about it now. And I also forgot to show the sticky rice, so I'm going to show that in this part of the video as well. But the dish that came highly recommended to us was a dish called, and I'm going to pull up the exact name. One dish that was so delicious was called deep fried pumpkin with yolk, cashew, and sweet potatoes. Hubby didn't even want to order this when I read it to him, but one of our friends recommended it to us, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it because she recommended it specifically. She said it was so good, and we have similar tastes, I think. So I ordered it, and it was delicious. I had to cut the last one in half with my chopsticks because I wanted a bit, and hubby wanted a bit, and neither of us wanted to like give the other person our half. We were thinking of going back today, but instead I think I'm gonna make Japanese omelet and a few little bits that are still hanging out in the fridge so we can have a little bit of a healthier meal. We're gearing up for the Eat at Home challenge, which is starting this Monday. I met up with a few people this past week, so it's been very, very, I don't know, it's felt really good because I've been in contact with a lot of people. I met up with another girlfriend who I haven't seen for quite a while, probably a few months. We went to Love, which is a new vegan restaurant. I think it's vegan as opposed to vegetarian. It is a chain from Quebec, I believe, and it is beautiful inside. I didn't take any photos inside, but I'll put up like photos from their website. My friend and I, whenever we get together, the food isn't the main attraction. We basically like to just like chit chat, so we didn't order very much. I ordered this, what was it called? I'm gonna look that up. Okay, so I had the blue lavender latte, and this is a latte that does not have coffee in it. And then in terms of food, we got the beet tartare, which is basically shaped like beef tartare, but it's made of chopped beets. We also shared the Brussels sprouts. They're basically Brussels sprouts in a very delicious savory sauce. That same night, I met up with my best friend and we went to see Piaf Dietrich. I didn't know they were friends, and I definitely didn't know they had such a long friendship. Really loved seeing the context for some of the songs. The way they built in the music was really, really nice. We got really interesting seats. They were on the stage, but they were set a little bit higher than stage level. So oftentimes we were behind the performers, but we could see out into the crowd. It was neat to see the audience's reaction to the things that they were saying or singing. The seats were also a lot cheaper than in like the main section of the theater. The seats were $25, but with the service charge it came to $30, so not too bad at all. The stage seating though is you're looking down a lot, and depending on where you're sitting on the stage, you might be turned a bit. So if you have like back aches or neck pain or anything like that, you might want to be wary of taking those seats, but I really enjoyed it, and there is an intermission, and the show seems very short because it's so enjoyable. That is basically it for the fun bits of this vlog. I did want to talk a little bit more about when I was looking back at my past self and realizing that I was very ego-driven and egocentric. It's funny because I can look back now and see that about myself, and while I do feel a lot of shame and regret and a little bit of guilt for the way I was before, I am also trying to be accepting of the way I was in the past. And I did this exercise recently, and I highly, highly recommend it if you ever look back on your past and you're not really too happy with what you see. I'm still writing those weekly memoirs, and I wrote a memoir that was basically a letter to my past self. You guys know that one of my close friends gave me a book filled with blank letter templates so you could write letters to your future self. This is a spin on that, recognizing all the shortcomings of my past self in a really compassionate way that doesn't build up the ego, but builds up my inner confidence. It's a quiet confidence, I like to call it. I think I'm gonna read you guys the letter. I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the vlog. It depends. But let me read it, and then I'll decide after whether I'm gonna put it in this vlog. Dear past me, thank you so much for your many years of hard work and commitment. Looking back, I can't believe you were able to endure nearly a decade at a job you hated. I am proud of you for doing well at your job, even though you didn't feel the work mattered. Your dedication and self-sacrifice allowed me to enjoy the life I am living today. Your focus on maximizing income, waiting for your pension funds to vest, paying off the condo, and saving for an early retirement. These practical decisions set me up for future financial success. The years of excess must have been incredibly exhilarating, and I'm in awe that you were able to take a step back to question whether you were truly living your best life. I'm so very grateful that even in those years of excess, you still prioritized building wealth and only spent what you knew for certain was disposable income. Oh, Oh. I wrote this a couple of weeks ago and I haven't looked at it since, and it's strange to read right now. Really weird. Okay, let's continue. It must have been hard to give up your career and the nice things associated with it, especially since so many in society look at how much money you make and how many extravagant things you own as markers of success. I am happy you purchased all those things and had all those experiences,
as this allowed me to definitively know that I don't need any of that to be whole. I deeply empathize with the pain you suffered throughout the years as you lived a life that wasn't authentically you. I understand why you felt like you were living a double life, and it makes me terribly sad to know that you felt trapped in a place with no sense of belonging. I don't judge you for acting out as you searched for ways to keep yourself happy, so you could maintain a steady income, so I could live more comfortably, so I could have everything I thought I wanted. I understand why you did this, and I am so grateful to you. You don't have to feel shame and regret for this anymore. Thank you for setting aside your interest in psychology and philosophy to pursue a business degree. Business school provided the structure you needed to hone your life skills, learning how to prioritize to meet deadlines, becoming proficient in Microsoft Excel, and learning how to navigate your finances. It also enabled you to land a good job in the financial services industry, where you had a successful career for 18 years. I would not be who I am today if you had not attended business school. You were able to integrate these practical skills with your creative skills to become a more well-rounded person, and I now have so many different interests that provide me with a real zest for life. As a shy and introverted individual, I was amazed when you started a blog and YouTube channel. Creative self-expression has always been important to you, and you've always wanted to share yourself with others. Thank you for being vulnerable and putting yourself out there. This allowed for so much valuable self-reflection and encourages me to continually search for my authentic voice. I love that you didn't sweep your past self under the rug, even though you felt embarrassed of yourself at times. It's truly inspiring to see how much you've changed over the years. Your past goals and adventures made me who I am today. Thank you for marrying someone who loves and supports me just as I am. I am so happy with who you chose as a life partner and so thankful that he chose you too. I want you to know that all the heartache was worth it. We laughed so much that my belly aches just thinking about it. Your decisions to be content with a tiny condo and to have pets instead of children contributed so much to the freedom, flexibility, and happiness I feel today. I know it was difficult at times to stray from what other people expected of you, and I'm sure that there were people who didn't understand your life decisions. I'm thankful you had the strength and fortitude to follow your inner compass. Over the years, I know there have been times when you've questioned your decisions. I want to assure you that you made the right decisions for us. I am now exactly where I was meant to be. With love from present me. Wow. I teared up when I was writing this, but I totally thought I could read it. I guess I had forgotten what I had written, and when I was reading it, I definitely didn't expect that I would become so emotional. I'm actually not someone who cries very easily. I get emotional, but I can usually just like feel the feels and not have them express in that way. It feels good to have a good cry, but I just wasn't expecting it. But yeah, all that to say that writing a letter to your past self and having compassion for all of the decisions that you made in the past when there was a fork in the road, it is so cathartic and so healing. I feel like when I wrote this, I let go of like 20 pounds off my mind. I released so much when I wrote this so-called memoir. And if you're struggling with anything from the past, or if you're kind of like beating yourself up about something in the past, I highly recommend this exercise. And just write from the heart. Just look at yourself in the past with fresh eyes. Look at yourself as someone who's vulnerable, who's trying to do her best. And if you do it with that like heartfelt emotion and that authenticity, it is really, really powerful. That is going to be it for today's vlog. I think I've gone on long enough. I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to be back very soon with another one. There might be a little bit of a lag with this one because I have a deadline coming up for my project work. And with this new job, I really want to make sure I know what I'm doing. I'm going to have a lot of different tasks They're all like little things here and there because I'm essentially supporting the team, supporting the founder and the office manager, but I want to make sure, I'm on the ball. So there might be a little bit of time between this vlog and the next one, but I will definitely be thinking of you guys, vlogging little clips here and there. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you very soon in another one. Bye.